All right, all right, all right, all right. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Red Pill Investor, as well as here on Sell More Homes Now. Today, we're going to go ahead and have a massive prospecting session. As you'll notice, I'm going ahead and doing this prospecting session. It's going to take a couple hours. So if you're not necessarily in a position where you're able to go ahead and watch the entire broadcast, I can certainly appreciate that. You may want to go ahead and check out the redpillinvestor.com, where I will go ahead and download this so you can go ahead and have this as a podcast so you can go ahead and listen to it in between appointments. The purpose of this really is, as always, to go ahead and help educate you in the market, give you a couple different ideas, help you understand some things about the marketplace as we prospect looking for brand new business. Now, if you're joining me for the very first time, I am very grateful. Thank you so much for joining me. I would ask that you would go ahead and write any questions or comments that you have down there in the comment box, and I'll be sure to answer them just as soon as I'll see them. So let's go ahead. We've got a lot of news we're going to cover today. In case you're curious about some of the news, today what I've got, mortgage rates obviously are dropping, but some of the home buyers that you're seeing are not getting into the market. We're going to talk about why that is. We're also going to talk about 6 new rent laws that have come into effect in New York that are going to affect our New York realtors and New York investors, things you'll definitely want to know about. Also, experts have been predicting this issue about a real estate bubble. Now, people are coming out and start to pop this idea as to why they don't think there's a bubble. We'll certainly discuss that. And then, of course, house flipping, real estate for sale. A lot of people are getting into it, especially homeowners trying to get their, their equity and get into the business. So they'll definitely want to hear these 6 tips that we heard about from them. That way you can go ahead and learn about what you need to learn if you're trying to get into the real estate game. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, as we always do, taking this to the Lord in prayer. Lord, thank you so much for this day. We're very grateful for what we have, for the health that we have, for our families, even for the troubles that we have, Lord, for the challenges that we face. We're grateful for them because they help us to learn, to become better, so that we might be able to help our customers and our clients achieve their goals. Lord, we ask that you'd help us to keep a stable mind. Help us to learn. Help us to take facts that we learn and translate them into things that are real and of value to our customers, that we can help our communities, that our communities can prosper, that they can thrive, that they can ultimately bring glory to your holy name. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, well, let's go ahead and press start. So if you're joining me for the first time, you'll notice, boom, there we go, that I use an auto dialer. This auto dialer is designed, obviously, to go ahead and make the most out of our time with a customer here. Let's see here. What I'm trying to do is just get things situated. There we go. Try to get a little bit of a bigger screen so I can kind of see this. There we go. So what I'm using is the Vortex and Storm dialer system that's provided from the Red X. The Red X is a great service that I use. There we go. That you can go ahead and save $149 on your setup fee if you'd like to go ahead and use the same thing I'm using. You can go ahead and get that started by clicking that little link in the description box there. That's certainly a good thing I would recommend to you. The reason why is manyfold. I mean, they've got a lot of really good data, which I enjoy. But more importantly, they've got access to things that a lot of other providers just don't have. For example, they don't have access to the for rent by owners. For rent by owners, if you're an investor, is a really big deal, at least in my opinion, because you'll be able to find properties there that you're not always going to find from other people. If you're a realtor who invests, if you're a realtor who is trying to find listings, perhaps, that's also another good resource for you. They don't often get called unless you're in a super hot market like I am. They get called occasionally, but by agents, they generally don't get called. And so that's able to go, that makes it able for you to go ahead and have at least a little bit better of an opportunity, I think, than most other people. So that's my feeling about that. Let's go ahead and jump into the news for today. The first story comes to us from Market Watch. Says that mortgage rates are dropping, so why aren't more people buying homes? Maybe you've seen it in your market where market rates have come down, and maybe they've come down, quarter, half point perhaps. And for you, perspective-wise, you think, gosh, these are really good rates. And they are. I think the problem is, if you'll excuse me while I take a drink, I think the problem is that the public does not perceive it or understand as to why this is a good thing. It doesn't make any sense to them. Okay, so the interest rates came down. So what does that mean? Without somebody to explain what that means to them, many times that has no value. If it doesn't have any value to them, there's certainly...
Hello?
Oh, hi there. This is Carl. How are you today? Hi, is David available?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm looking for David Carrico. I'm calling about the property that's for sale over there at 112 West 5th Street. Am I calling the right number?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great, no problem. Hi, David. My name's Carl Krenzel again. I'm a realtor here in town who buys property. I noticed that after being on the market for a while, your home hasn't sold and is now off the market. I was just curious to know, what do you think stopped it from selling?
I don't know.
It looks like a really nice place. it seems like you did a little bit of work to it. Am I right?
In the past, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm curious. Do you still have an interest in selling that property?
Yes.
Okay, good deal. Well, I'm wondering, when do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling that place?
Today.
Fantastic. Well, I'd love to interview for the job. Have you got some time today around 4, or would later on be better?
No.
What would be good for you?
I already got some people that are going to list it for me.
Oh, okay. No wonder. No worries. Well, real quick, if you don't mind me asking, have you already signed with one of those agents?
Not yet.
Okay, no problem. And if you don't mind me asking, what was it about that agent that you chose? I'm sure they were a good agent. Otherwise, you wouldn't have chosen. But I'm just curious, what was it about them that caused you to choose them as opposed to anybody else?
Experience.
Okay, no problem. I think that's an important thing. Certainly, I've been in the game 23 years myself, so I certainly appreciate that. I'm wondering, this other agent, if you knew, and this is a big what if, but what if you knew that by listing with that agent, your home wouldn't sell, and in fact, it would cost even more money the next time you try to sell it? Would you still want to do it?
I don't know. I just want to sell it.
I hear you, and I understand. Well, I'll tell you what, Dave, I don't mind. When are you planning on meeting this other agent and signing up?
Today.
Okay. About what time?
Noon.
Okay, no problem. Tell you what. So, at what price are you going to list the property, if I might ask?
I don't know. I'll figure that out with him.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Dave, I'm wondering, how did you happen to pick this particular guy as opposed to the other 5,000 agents or so?
Experience.
Right, but did he call you, or was this like somebody you knew, or how did you get a hold of him in the first place?
No, I've known him for a while.
Okay, very cool. All right, no problem. Would it be fair to say that he's your friend?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Good deal. All right. I was just wondering. So, well, listen, it sounds like he's a great guy. Sounds like he's got a lot of experience. I'm wondering, what if I could show you by say 11 o'clock, 11:30? If you knew by 11:30 that by signing with this other guy, it would be a tragic mistake, would you still want to meet with me at 11 and find out why it would be?
No, I have an appointment at 11.
With who? Another
My
agent?
attorney.
Oh gosh, God bless your heart. You are an unlucky man having to deal with all these people in one day.
So,
Well, David, how much do you want cash for your property?
I don't know. Make an offer.
Okay. Well, let me see here. Is it, are you living in it now?
Yes.
Okay.
I need to be there until December 1st.
Okay. It looks like it was on the market for 185. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And you said you need to be there until how long?
December 1st.
Okay, so you need to live there for the next 6 months. Okay, no problem. And so for the next 6 months, if I bought it from you, just cash, would you rent it back from me? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And about how much rent would you want to pay for your property for the next 6 months?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, what is your payments right now on the property?
710.
Okay. So, I'm just trying to do the math in my head very quickly. So if I was, and just real briefly, if you were asking 185 before you had a realtor and all that, I'm supposing that you were probably looking to get, I don't know, maybe 170 or something when it was all done. Is that about fair? Is that about right?
Yes.
Okay. So just again, the what if game. What if I bought the property cash, didn't charge you any kind of commissions? We closed, whenever, and you rented the property back for the next 6 months. What kind of price would you sell it to me for? Because that's a pretty good service if you ask me.
I don't know. You have to make me an offer, and
No.
I'll tell you
Well,
if I
well,
want
David,
it or not.
well, David, that I'm sure
I'm
you.
not going to tell you a price.
Well, David, and in all fairness, let me be honest. I probably owe you an apology. I think I mentioned in the beginning that I'm a broker here in town who buys property. And so I just want to be very clear with you that I'm not talking about listing your property at all at this point. Now I'm just simply talking about me as a customer buying it straight from you. Okay. So that being said,
Right.
now
So you just
that
need
we're
to make
both
an
on the,
offer.
yeah, now, well, here's the thing. If I make you an offer, I mean, I want you to kind of understand where I'm coming from. So if I make an offer, it's sort of the mind that if I'm going to rent it to you for 6 months, it's going to be probably at a loss for me because I'm guessing that you're not going to want to pay more than $800 a month for that place. Is that what I'm hearing?
Correct.
So what I'm hearing is, on my part, you're asking me to buy your property, rent it to you at a loss because obviously it's going to cost me more money per month to buy the property. So rent it to you at a loss, not charge any commission, not charge, just take it as is and wait for 6 months. That's kind of what I'm hearing. And you're saying to me, I know that it was on the market at 185 before, and I'm thinking maybe I would have got 170. And now you're telling me, okay, Carl, make me an offer. What offer would be fair? What offer would be fair under those circumstances, do you think?
I have no idea. You'd have to make an offer.
How about 120?
You gotta be kidding. No.
Okay, well, give me a counter offer. I mean, you asked me for an
offer.
offer. I'll give you an offer. I mean, that's my offer. So give me a counter offer.
That's not an offer.
Okay, well, what's your counter?
Offer.
What's your counter offer
All
then?
right. Have a good day, sir.
Oh, so
Bye.
you're not serious, is that right? Because I got the money to do this, Dave. I mean, you just got to give me a counter offer. That's the way it works in real estate. Somebody makes you an offer. I think that's an awful fair offer compared to 6 months of waiting. You don't think it's fair. Okay, fine. Tell me what you think is fair. I think I'm being reasonable. Dave? So in that particular circumstance, there is no need to worry about something like that, because you can
I'm
see.
sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a
You can
voicemail
see
box
right
that has
now
not been set up yet.
that obviously he's not a motivated prospect. By asking several questions, he's saying, well, gosh, we're going to list the property. I don't know who I'm going to list it with, but it's somebody with experience, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the question comes up, well, what do you do? In my mind, you have to ask more questions. You have to say, okay, well, what happens if I buy the property? Let's just take me as an agent out of the equation altogether, and let's just discover what do we need to discuss to make this deal happen for you. I think that's probably.
Hi, you've reached Karen, speech language pathologist. I am not available to take your call right now, but if you...
Let's see here. All right. Had to take a photograph here. Somebody needed to know what we were doing here. Doing a little bit of prospecting here. So, yeah, but what you want to do is you want to just address them very clearly about what needs to be done in order for this transaction to happen. Look, you say it's just going to be somebody just walking in and making you an offer. Okay, well, fine. But they have to wait to get their money. They have to wait 6. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Oh, hi.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. My name's Carl. I'm not sure if I have the right place. I was looking for Alf's LLC. Have I got the right place?
No, you don't.
Oh my
Sorry.
gosh. Okay,
Try again.
I apologize. I was calling about the property. Let's see here. Might have the wrong number there, but we'll see. Wrong number. Okay. There we go. Yeah, you don't be afraid to confront them about what their perceived what's the word for it? Don't be afraid of their perceived issues with you buying it, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is he's like, well, I don't want to sell it for the next 6 months. I don't want to blah, blah, blah. I want to rent it. Okay, fine. Let's just talk about that for 2 seconds. What you as a professional, right? You should know that you're probably not going to be able to buy it at a rate that's going to be able to match the rate they're currently paying. I mean, that you should probably know. Just as a real estate professional, I think you should probably recognize the honest fact that you are more than likely not going to be able to buy that.
Hi, this is Sean.
Hey, Sean, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I am better than I deserve. Thank you. I was calling about a property that was for sale on 220 East Fort Lowell. Am I calling the right number?
Mm-hmm. You are?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Then I assume you're the fellow with 3G Holdings, correct?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Real quick, I've been a broker here in town for 20-something years. Did you folks used to have a real estate company?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I was just maybe thinking of somebody else. Okay. Well, no worries. Well, listen, I noticed that home, after being on both that one and the other place that you folks had, both of those multi-units, after they were on the market for a while, they just didn't sell. Now they're off the market. Are you folks still interested in selling them, or what's the story with that?
They're both in escrow right now.
Hallelujah. God bless you. Good for you. Okay, good deal. Well, listen, do you know of anybody else, and I'm guessing maybe even you, do you have anybody else who's got an unwanted property that I could buy for cash?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, no problem. Well, listen, congratulations on your escrow, my man.
Thank you.
Y'all have a wonderful day now, okay?
Thank you, too.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Yeah, I thought I had removed. Oh, I see. It was a different number there. Okay. I thought I had removed both of them. Um, there we go. But apparently I had missed that one. So one of the things that that the Red X folks, I was watching one of their videos that they had sent to me here recently, is talking about prospecting, and I've been doing prospecting for a very long time. I mean,
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
I got to be honest with you. I think I've heard pretty much millions of ways to say or do things or hear things. And so when the Red X folks sent me this video about prospecting, I thought to myself, well, gosh, this is
Hi, the person you're calling is
Whoops.
using a screening service from
Sorry.
Google and will get a copy of this conversation.
so sorry about knocking the microphone around there. I apologize. So I thought when they sent me that video, I thought, well, I'd probably heard everything, but gosh, let me listen to it anyway, because you never really know when you're going to hear something that might just add an extra whatever to your business. I mean, if you found just one tip, that was my thought, right? If you only found just one tip, one idea, one thing that would help you generate just one more deal, well, then gosh, it would be worth it, right? I mean, I've searched the world over. Maybe you've been like that too, reading books, listening to podcasts, going to different events from different people. Like myself, I went to a lot of Mike Ferry events. I love going to Mike Ferry events. And I always justified it with the idea that, if you learn one thing, then that's going to be able to help you in your business, and you're going to get better, and then it's just going to progress. Well, here I am with this video, and it says something to the effect of how to get 25% more numbers when you're calling expireds. And I thought to myself, well, okay, I'm not really sure how this is going to work, because to be quite honest with you, I mean, their numbers are pretty good. I'm impressed. I've worked, as I said, with a lot of other dialers. I worked with Mojo, Vulcan, and some of these others, but the data has always been a problem for me. The data was just never quite right. And the Red X's data has always been, at least in my opinion, spot on, right? And when they're saying, well, gosh, you can get 25% more expireds by implementing this idea, then I thought, how are you going to do that? If your numbers are already good, how are you going to get 25% more? Well, to summarize it, it has a lot to do with the way that you the way you ask for the person's name, right? Ask their name, right? So for example, the Red X has a lot of resources that they go through to check and cross-check whoever is the current and previous, the current resident of the property, and maybe numbers that they have or any previous numbers that they might have had. And they have a lot of resources that go through that and ensure that their numbers are good. However, when you call them, it's really important that you take the initiative, if you will, to identify the person themselves, and if not them, then identify the property, and then the property if to the next person. So here's what I mean. Looks like the Vortex session expired here. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. Let's log in. It's like we got automatically dialed out there. Not sure what happened, but that's okay. So we weren't having too many expireds pick up the phone. We're going to go ahead and call some let's call some for sale by owners. Let's call some for sale by owners. We haven't called them in a while. Let's call them up. Let's see, for sale by owners. Dial. So this name recognition thing, for example, is what I'm going to talk about here. We're going to do this with the for sale by owners. So first, you identify them by name, maybe the first and then the last name, and then the first hey, but is this the person with the property? And then if it's not the property, then the property, do you know the person, right? So for example, you could get a lot of, let's see here. Not sure what happened to that, but we'll just go ahead and hang up one, right? And 3-1, and then, okay. There we go.
Welcome to Storm.
There we go. So let's go ahead and call up some of these for sale by owners here. Not sure what the story is with that. I don't even know. Okay. All right, so we're going to go here to for sale by owners. All right. And then dial. No. So we have 61 for sale by owners and 66 phone numbers to call. So let's go ahead. Oof, not this one. Delete this one. That one's out in Aho. And so is this one. It's important, I think, for you to go ahead and decide quickly where you're going to be willing to prospect and willing to drive to. Benson, Ajo, Sarita, Corona de Tucson. Some of these properties are just a little bit too far as I'm concerned from me. Now, you have to decide for yourself in a business standard what you think you're willing to do, right? I discussed this in this book that I just put out. You know that I've been writing it for a while. It's called Real Estate Investing for Realtors. I was trying to decide if I should call it wholesaling for realtors or real estate investing for realtors. But either way, the point is the same. When you're starting to real estate invest, many times for realtors, it's, you're wholesaling and your assignment of contract because you're broke. You don't really know, where to begin. You're trying to stack your cash. I get it, right? And when you're doing this, then you certainly have a little bit of, oh my goodness, there's an awful lot of for sale by owners in Green Valley. Whew, holy cow. Let me look at this list view here. So one of the things you want to discover early in your career, okay, is where are you willing to go for business? So for example, let's see, how do I delete that? There we go, archived. There we go. All right. So here's what I mean. So for me, properties like Green Valley, Sarita, things of that nature, they take a good 45 minutes or more to get to from me, right? Now, if you're in a big town like LA or something like that, it may not be a big deal because that's 45 minutes is a normal day for you, right? But for me, that can be a little much because there's a lot of things you can do in that time, right? Let's see, archived. So that 45 minutes, you could spend that same amount of time prospecting. You could spend that same amount of time with your kids, with your family, or just, out knocking on doors looking for new business. The idea here is this, that, I was taught by the Mike Ferry organization that when the market starts to collapse, you want to start to expand your radius. So if the market starts to collapse, if things start to go down and it's very a little bit more difficult, right? Boy, what did I do? I got distracted. I apologize. When the market starts to get contracted, right? You want to expand where you're willing to go. So, for example, in 2005, when the market started to collapse around 6, 7, 8, I guess, that's when a lot of agents like myself started going out to these areas that were 45 minutes away or further. And that was kind of normal because you had to go find more business, right? But the problem is when you do that a lot, it burns up a lot of your time. And so you spend a lot of time working on properties that are so far away that, what would it have been like if, let's say, you spent that time in an area that was more profitable for you? What if you spent that time in an area that was going to be more, you know, dollar per hour wise was going to make more sense for you, right? What if you was instead of a $60,000 trailer, like I was doing, what if it was a $200,000-$300,000 house? Now, obviously, if you're in an area where your marketplace is much higher than that, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I think I've cleaned all these out. So if you'll apologize my last few minutes here of not seeing what I was dealing with, I think we can go ahead and get with these for sale by owners now. Let's go ahead and get calling. And let's see, resume it. Here we go. All right. So again, guys, I'm sorry that this is not the most perfect of videos or podcasts. If you're looking for the perfect ones, it's probably one of the other, somewhere hidden in the other 500 podcasts I've got. Look in there. I'm sure you'll find a perfect one in there. This one is a little discombobulated because I'm simply trying to catch up here and make sure we got everything right. Okay, there we go. All right, so here we go. We're going back on track. Let's go ahead. Show the script. All right. So with this script here, we're going to try something a little bit different, and we're going to see what we're going to try the Red X scripts, and we're going to see what their scripts are like here. So let's see.
Please leave your message for 52.
Okay. All right. Mortgage rates are dropping. So why aren't more people buying homes? This comes to us from Jacob Passy over at Market Watch. It says home price appreciation is slowing.
Hello,
Hey, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
this is who?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm
what can I do for you?
Yes, sir. I'm calling about that house you had for sale. Is it still available?
I don't have a house for
Oh,
sale.
my
I've got
gosh.
land for sale.
Oh, I see. Okay, no problem. Well, listen, I appreciate your time. You have a great day. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Right. I should have picked that up right there. That's one of the ones I got distracted from. Let's see here. All right. Okay. All right. There we go. Oh my gosh, another one? This one's in Sarita too.
Devin.
Hey, wrong number. Sorry. Not even gonna bother. Poor guy. Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous. Hang on, folks. Just bear with me for a moment or two here. We've got still a lot of for sale by owners in Sarita here. I thought I had got rid of all of them, but apparently I didn't. Oh my goodness. Everywhere. There we go. It was like a patch of them.
This was says. Hello,
Hey, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
this is who?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Carl Krenzel. I was calling about your house for sale. Is it still available?
It is.
Oh, okay, great. Well, again, this is Carl Krenzel. I was calling about that property. I'm a broker here in town. I was just calling to see if I brought somebody by who'd pay a price and terms you'd be okay with. Would you pay some kind of commission on that?
Oh yeah. As a we call listing, we call that cooperative agent.
Well, yes. Uh huh.
Yeah, I would do that. Yeah.
Okay, great, no problem. Real quick, when you sell this place, are you have any kind of flexibility on the price, or are you pretty firm on that? Tell me a little bit about that.
I'm willing to take offers.
Okay, fair enough. All right, good deal. And I noticed you have it currently is at 192.9. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, good deal. Hey, Ralph, is this Ralph?
This is.
Oh, okay, Ralph. Well, again, this is Carl. If I could get your home sold at top dollar in a time frame you were comfortable with, is that something you'd be excited about?
But I'm not looking for a selling. I'm not looking for a listing brokers. That's you're asking me, a listing agent. I have no intention of doing that right now.
I understand that. No, I hear you there. I guess what I was getting at is it more important that you sell the particular the property at a particular price or in a particular time? Which is more important to you?
I'd say both carries of equal weight.
So the maximum amount of price would mean like you could get, like 200 for that property, but it would take you a year. But
right, I can sell for 250, but
yeah, exactly. You get a lot more. What sort of time frame are you trying to get this done by? In
within the next 60 days.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, so if I brought somebody by who'd want to move in the next 30 days or something, that wouldn't seem like it wouldn't be a problem for you. Is that right?
That's correct. That part is correct.
Okay, good deal. All right, no problem. Real quick, let's see here. Is there anything about the property that you think I need to know before I drive out and take a look at it? Seems like a pretty regular track built type house. Have you done any special improvements to it or anything I need to know?
Well, actually, if you're a realtor, if you actually look up that address, and you and I both know, you can look up you can look it up from a year ago when it was listed a year ago when I bought it.
Okay.
You can, we both know that, right?
Well, I could certainly. I haven't, but I certainly could.
That would be to your advantage to look at it from that back then.
Well, I certainly could. Yeah. I guess the only reason why I'm asking is you basically.
The reason I'm pointing it out.
Yeah.
The reason I'm pointing that out, sir, is because if you look at the old pictures a year ago and the new pictures, which are all posted, but the new picture shows, we call that the LVCT all the way throughout the house, with the exception of the bedrooms. It shows the new pictures has new carpeting obviously in the bedrooms. It has the master bathroom was used to be a tub shower combination unit. It's all been ripped out and marble been reinstalled with a marble flooring for the shower area. The countertop in the master bathroom matches the marble, custom made marble that was made for that house. For the countertop, dual vanity sinks. In the other bathroom, there's a smaller bathroom. It has the banjo sink in it that matches the master bathroom vanity top as well. The whole house used to be a different color inside. It's all been painted gray.
So it sounds like you recently bought this property and then put an awful lot of work into it. Is this fair to assume that this was an investment for you, just kind of selling it? I'm looking it up I'm trying to look it up on MLS as we speak.
Yeah, and in reality, even at 102.9, I'm going to lose money on it. Oh,
I could certainly believe it. It sounds like if you put all that kind of money into it, it sounds like after selling it for a year, why are you selling it after just a year? If you're going to lose money,
relocating job market.
Oh, okay, cool. Where are y'all headed to?
Just Texas.
No kidding. Okay. All right. What if you don't mind me asking, is it with Raytheon or who you traveling with?
Oh, just ISD.
Oh, okay. Well, the only reason why I was asking is because a lot of times they have a like a relocation package, and that can help
Mm-hmm.
you so you don't lose money on this sale. You know, has your company got like a company relocation package or something?
No,
Oh,
they do not.
well, that sucks. I'm sorry. Well, hopefully the next place you're headed to will be much better. So, okay, yeah, I'm just pulling up the pictures right now. Do you still have that little spa in the back or no?
Thank God for that one. No.
Okay.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the
that was nasty from the get go.
okay, yeah, I'm looking through the house now and I see what you started with, the palette you started with. So I see, and you said you replaced all that carpet.
All that green.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if you hear how well your picture shows, but it used to be green Berber carpet.
Yeah.
It was so horrific when I walked in this house. I wanted to die.
And it looks like the guy was a musician or something too, I guess. Had a bunch of
Yeah, I guess, yeah,
Wow.
I guess he was. Now the nice thing is they did extend the carport. They extended the back patio. There is an extension, so the patio is actually longer. When I bought the house, roof savers went up, and because I had the roof inspected,
yeah.
and they went up and they replaced some shingles that were kind of blown off the wind, never leaked. They just had some missing shingles, and then they recoated the that roof area, or the patio area, if you want to call it that. They recoated all that, so they did all that.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, the interior wise, we never there's the existing dishwashers there since 1995, but we've never used it since we've been there.
Right.
Does it work? I don't know. But it does have gas appliance, gas stove that my wife and I put in with that middle griddle thing in the middle of it. Apparently the HVAC, the air conditioner is a 1995 condensing unit, but it still runs great because he apparently had it repaired. Not the condensing unit he had repaired. I'm sure it was sometime. I don't know that for sure, but I'm assuming that. But we have the evap coil and a new evap box installed up in the ceiling.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it looks.
No.
Yeah, okay. I was just pulling things up and I was just seeing where you bought it less than a year ago. Gosh, okay, yeah, wow, boy, that must be. I mean, the good news is that must be a hell of a job you're headed to. I mean, is it someplace nice anyway, where the weather's cool?
I don't know about cool. I mean, I didn't know. No, I'm not going that north. I'm not going that north.
Oh, what part of the country y'all headed to?
Texas.
Oh, Texas. Okay, I must have missed that. Okay, well, that's all right. Texas is beautiful. I like Texas.
So, yeah,
okay.
So to answer your window of opportunity and your questions is because, and that's the reason that we're going the avenue we're going for.
I see.
We're doing.
That makes total sense. Well, I completely understand. I mean, I'm just sitting here looking at what's going on in the market right there. I imagine. I mean, you're certainly right in the sense that you're going to lose money. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it's just a question of how much, and mitigating the damages. Have y'all considered just renting the property out?
No, when I leave, I want to leave. I'm done.
I hear you. Yeah, it is kind of difficult, especially if you're not ever planning on coming back to the subdivision. Or I'm sorry, coming back to the city. I can certainly appreciate where you're coming from. Well, very briefly, while we've been sitting here talking, I went ahead and I pulled up all the subdivision just to kind of get a quick peek of what's been going on. The good news is that you're in a situation where there's only, as you may or may not know, there's only 2 properties that are currently quote unquote for sale. And one of them is now pending. They just literally went pending today. So right now there's only one property in your neighborhood that is currently for sale, and that's over there on Donovan Avenue. Are you familiar with that one?
Yep.
Okay. As you probably know, that one is 1,118 square feet. Yours being 1,352 square feet certainly is a little bit bigger. Theirs is currently on the market at 199. Which is certainly going to give you a little bit of benefit there in the sense that their property is not available that low. But there's some good news in the sense that properties that are 1,400 square feet or so have been selling upwards of 215. So there is a possibility that you could even get out of this thing. I mean, if I don't know, it sounds like you put an awful lot of money into the property, and I'm not going to front. I'm not going to lie. I can't guarantee that you'll get it all out, but there certainly is a possibility.
Yeah.
There certainly is.
I ran the comps.
I'm curious, the comps that you got, what did the comps tell you?
Well, you're right about the down. Their listing was 199, I believe. You're right.
Correct.
It's only been on the market for 9 days, I think.
Let me just take a quick look at that here. Hang on just a second here. Pull over. Looks like 6 days. Yeah, just went on the market on the 11th, it looks like.
Right. So, I mean, yes, that's fairly close. I mean,
yeah, just 6 days. Yeah, just a week.
I must have looked at that. Yeah, I must have took a peek at that.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
So but I looked at a couple of areas because I had to go out further, spread it out further so I could find something that's going to be comparable at the 1,300 or 1,500 square feet. Built possibly, the same year, whatever. So, I mean, I hate to say this, but Tucson's got a bunch of mood swings out here. But I can find a house for 168. I can find one for 203. I can find one for 207. Obviously, the 199. I'm like, okay, well, at 192.9, that's probably priced right about right where I can just. I'm looking for somebody's going to come in with a full boat offer, 192.9. And no attachments. No, I'm not playing. I'll give you so much money back. I'm not playing that game.
Well, I can appreciate where you're. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure that somebody's out there that's looking around and saying, I get a VA or I can get an FHA loan or whatever, and then I'm going to ask to sell it for X amount of dollars, and seller's not ponying up because there is no wiggle room.
Yeah, I can certainly appreciate your strategy there. It's actually very common. A lot of for sale by owners and other folks, will say that, they've run the comps and whatnot. And I can certainly appreciate your challenge when you're trying to find accurate comps around your neighborhood. I was just looking myself in the last 6 months in your neighborhood, and I found, I think 3 comparables right there within the last 6 months that have sold that we could use as comparables for your property. The one over there on Frampton, the one over there on, actually all 3 of them on Frampton, 8721, 8704, and 8734. Each one of those could be used as a comparable for your property. If I'm not mistaken, your property is a 3-bedroom, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So, and both of those, I'm sorry, all 3 of those are, right? All 3 of those are 3-bedroom, 2-bath properties with 1,409 square feet. You have 1,342 square feet. Is that right?
1352.
1352. Yeah. So that's like 50 something square feet off, right? Yeah. 57 or so square feet. So less than 60 square feet off those Frampton places are. They're 60 feet bigger than yours, maybe, if that. And they're all in the same subdivision, and they've all sold in the last 6 months. In 23 years of me doing this, I've sold over 500 homes in this town. And you're absolutely right. It's very fickle. But one thing I can assure you is an appraiser is going to look exactly at the information I'm looking at right here. And they don't need to look outside the subdivision. They can find that, the values are there. And what I'm wondering is, you're certainly right. You could certainly sell the property. I'm not going to argue with you. You could certainly sell the property yourself. You certainly could wait for that one guy or gal or whatever who's not going to buy it with any kind of concessions. I certainly agree with you there. You can do that. But I'm wondering, if by doing it that way, it seems, and I might be wrong, I often am, but it seems like by doing it that way, you're actually kind of cutting out, pushing away a large amount of the buyers who could actually buy that property and the ones who could pay more than $192,900. So you wouldn't maybe have to lose so much. I don't know. What do you think?
Right. No, I'll just probably keep it like it is.
Well, I'm not asking you to make a decision. I'm just asking you, what do you think? What do you think about that? What do you think about what I said?
Because if you take your commission rates, you take all the other stuff away, I'm looking at a certain dollar amount that I can just, make up I come out ahead with my mortgage being paid off, and I walk away. I mean, that's reality.
Well, I think what you're right, and I think what I would add to your reality that maybe you haven't thought about yet. You're right in the sense that people, and you've doubtless heard this from realtors or other people trying to scare you about how buyers are asking for this or that or the other, and you're like, well, gosh, I'm just going to tell them, no, I'm not going to do it. I get it, right? I'm the same way. Look, I buy and sell property all the time. I know, I do it myself, but it seems like what I'm asking is not, are you going to list or will you list? I'm not asking about any of that. What I'm saying is, can you see by doing it your way, can you see that you're actually pushing people away who could pay you the most money so you wouldn't have to do any of that? Do you see where I'm coming from?
Oh, I understand exactly where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming. I understand where you're coming from.
So you like understand. Go ahead. Tell me what you're understanding. I guess maybe because I think what I'm saying is, maybe I'm not accurately expressing it. There are people who are willing to pay well over $200,000 for your property, especially if it's nice. Mm-hmm. And if you're telling me,
I'm sure there is.
And if you're telling me,
and I'm sure there is. But you know what? Let me go back. Let me just, from my experience,
please.
From my experience, that somebody says, "Oh, this is the air conditioners in 1995. Oh, I want a new one."
Okay.
There you go. I want a new one because it's a 1995. Even though it works fine, I want a 1995.
Mm-hmm.
Your home inspectors that you guys hire, that these guys here, they can make or break a house.
Okay? Oh, I agree.
All day and every day. And their job is not to see if the house is good. Their job is to go find whatever they can to justify their monies. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I know that from my own experience.
I wouldn't argue that some of them are like that. I think probably a majority of home inspectors, however, are probably trying to say everything they can about the property because that's their job to find problems. And then it's ultimately the job of the realtor, who's the buyer's agent. The buyer's agent and the buyer to decipher what is important about those repairs. I would agree with you that. Go ahead.
And most and the buyer's agents are always going to come back with whatever that report's going to show. Going to come back with everything in the brother underneath that.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I want all of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Your list, I want all of it fixed. Mm-hmm. Well, I want all of it. I want concessions. Then on top of that, you get these people that says, "Hey, give me $10,000 towards my closing costs because I can't afford to wet my ass." Mm-hmm. Okay, that's reality.
Right.
Oh, okay. So now I sell a house for $250. Let's just say the house is marketed at $215. They got me down to $210. Let's say $5,000 off. Oh wait, I want $10,000 to help me get my loan. Well, the realtor makes money. You make money because the house sold for $210. I meanwhile, there's another $10,000 shave, so now I'm already down to $195. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So then, but remember now, I'm paying commission on $210. Mm-hmm. Let's say a seller agent and a buyer agent, that's 6%. Mm-hmm. Period. All day and every day. So then now you're looking at, let's say, $210 at 6%. What does that ring out to be? About what? $14,000?
Okay.
Roughly.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now we're down to $195, and that's before you can goof around. Let's go ahead and take it down to one. Now I'm down 81,000.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I'm down 181,000. And wait a minute, they want the air conditioner replaced. That's another $4,000. Well, I'm already in the negative before I even start the game.
That's a very scary story. And it
happens all day and every day. I got friends that are realtors that tell me this all day and every day.
And that if somebody read me that story, I would be terrified too.
So,
but the reality, may I tell you what the reality is?
No, go ahead. I mean, yeah.
Sure. While you were telling me this terrible story that all these realtors have told you, I actually looked up what the facts were about the last 6 homes that sold in your subdivision. And out of the last 6 homes in your subdivision, only 3 gave up the booty, if you will. And I mean, not the booty, but the booty like the pirate booty, right? And of the 3 that gave up the booty, only one of them gave up more than $4,000. They gave up $5,000 because they had to replace something. The other one was $1,000, and the other one was like $1,000, $1,400, something like that. And overall, if you look at the statistics of the last 6 homes that sold in your subdivision, they didn't have massive price swings of people coming in with, $15,000, $20,000 off the price. And then, gosh, give me the concessions, and gosh, pay for my blah, 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 because I can't wipe my ass. No, as a matter of fact, they got all sellers in that area in your subdivision in the last 6 months got 98.67% of the asking price with no concessions. None. Only one of them gave up the booty. And I didn't mean pirate booty on that one. I mean, they got raped for $5,400 worth of closing costs and other stuff because their agent didn't protect them. Here's the real story that other agents don't tell you. All these agents that tell you stories about concessions and yada, 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 more than likely, and correct me if I'm wrong, tell me, are they buyer's agents that you said you've been willing to pay X percent to if they bring you a buyer? Are those who's been telling you that story?
No. This is from my own experience. From selling homes, having homes in my past.
Okay.
And buying homes in my past. And I'll tell you right up front, every time that I was going to buy a house, whether it's here in Tucson, Show Low, Phoenix, or wherever, guess what?
What?
Every realtor I've ever had, whether he's representing me or not, or a seller, tried screwing me. Well, and the buyer one, I have no faith. Here's reality. I don't have no faith in realtors. Okay?
Oh, how do you think I feel? I got to work with these guys. How do you think I feel? Look, you're preaching to the choir, man. Look, I get it. Look, I mean, trust me. I mean, I'm not trying to list your home one way or the other. I mean, it's your property. You do what you like. I mean, you're a grown man. As you said, you've sold tons of property. But I'm just giving you some, friendly conversation back and forth, if you will, from somebody from my position who's done this 23 years, sold 500 homes in this town. And I'm telling you, the subdivision you're in right now, Ralph, they don't play that way. Okay. And the reason why they don't play that way is for 2 reasons. One, because the market you're in. No, that's one. Yeah, maybe in the past when you sold property, you had to, maybe your agent, wasn't that good. I don't know. Maybe your agent was distracted part-time. Maybe you made bad decisions. I don't know. But what I do know is that the market you're in right now, you're in a great place, and people want to live in your position, want to live in your house. It's true. You could sell it for $192. You don't need a realtor to give it away. And it's true. You could sit there and play, the hard role and say, I'm not going to give up any concessions or whatever. But you and I both know, okay, that most of the people out there can't afford to wipe their ass, and yes, they need help. And that's just something most of the agents are going to ask for. Most of the buyers are going to ask for, because you're in a first-time home buyer. You're in a first-time home buyer home. You're not in a $500,000 home. If you were in a $500,000 home, then they could pay their own closing costs. But you're in a home that looks very beautiful, and you're up there in a very great part of town that everybody wants to live in. And they're going to ask for help. Okay, I get it. And you want to say no. Okay, fine, I get it. If you want to sell your property, you can sell your property that way. That's cool. It's the American way. That's fine. But if you want to make money and not lose money, then realistically, you need to, in my mind, accept 2 facts. Fact 1, you're in a great market for that. Your subdivision, Cheva Vistas, great subdivision for that. Number 2, you need to have somebody who's going to protect your interests if you want to sell it for the most. You do not need somebody to give your home away. You, at 192.5, are giving your home away. And you're going to take a lot longer, in my opinion, to sell it, but that's just me.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time.
All right, brother. You have a great day.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. All right. I'm not going to give a shit about that guy. He owned that property for a year. He's going to get screwed 5 ways from Sunday on that property. One of the most discouraging things I think about this entire process is you can be telling somebody the truth, and some other agent, that's why it's so important for you to start telling people the truth right from the get-go.
Hello?
Hey, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Good about yourself.
I'm better than I deserve. Thank you. I'm calling about the house for sale. Is it still available?
It is.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, again, this is Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker here in town. Is this Salvador?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hi, Salvador. I'm calling because I work with a lot of buyers and sellers in your area. I was just wondering to find out what I could do to help you.
So, excuse me. So, I decided I've used, I believe in realtors, and I believe you guys are, true professionals, and I've used your services many times. Right now, I don't have a realtor. Actually, the three realtors I've worked mostly with in my life, they all have all retired.
Oh.
I currently don't have a realtor, but we just decided to list it, by owner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it a couple of months, and then I'll go from there, and then I'll decide, what we want to do with it. I'm in no hurry. Of course, I put it on the market because I want to sell it. I'm in no hurry. I don't have any contingent of moving. The house is vacant. A vacant house, I'm losing money because I could be renting it or doing something else.
Of course.
But like I said, I'm in no hurry.
No problem.
I'm going to give it a month or two before we do anything. I know, when brokers or agents pay me, they ask me if I'm willing to, pay the buyers, realtor's fees. And that's something we might consider depending on the offer we get, of paying that 3%.
Okay. All right. Great. All right. So I appreciate that. So it sounds like what I'm hearing you say is that you're willing to pay some form of commission on the property. It's just dependent on the offer and the timing. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. It looks like, and I might be incorrect, did you just purchase this property a year ago?
Did I purchase the property? Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah, on Fair Meadows. I mean, you just bought that last July. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. If you don't mind me asking, why are y'all selling so fast?
That was the reason I bought it. I just bought it on. I bought it and with plans of selling it within a year or two. And
okay.
We decided to sell now. So.
Is there any problem with the property, or have there been any kind of challenges with it?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I've owned a couple of houses there at Sycamore Park before.
Oh.
I lived there. I used to live there before. So.
Okay, I understand. Okay, all right, makes sense. And so, about how much longer did you say you're going to try and sell the property on your own before you decide to explore other options?
I'll give it like a month or two.
Okay, all right, good deal. And so, about a month or so, how are you? Just so I don't call you a couple times, how are you marketing the place to the potential buyers? I mean, I found it on Zillow. I mean, have you got it on?
Zillow.
Okay.
The only marketing is Zillow.
Okay. All right, good deal. And I'm curious, why did you decide to to market the house yourself right now, as opposed to hiring a professional agent to get the most before things get worse?
It's just a decision I made.
Oh, all right, no problem. And you said that the price was how much again?
$194.
Okay. And I'm guessing, and I'm not trying to make too many assumptions, so please forgive me, but it looks like perhaps when you bought it, it looks like it was a short sale or something. Is that correct?
No, it was not.
Oh, okay. It looked like it said it was subject to court or lender approval. It said that it was a short sale.
No, that's not true.
Or maybe that was a previous prior to that, maybe. Okay. All right. Did y'all have to put a lot of, oh yeah, it was. Okay. Yeah. No, that was the time before you got it. I'm looking at the wrong listing. Okay. Did y'all have to put a lot of work into the property at all?
A little bit. All the exteriors painted up, just painted. And we fixed the backyard a little bit. So
okay, yeah, I'm just sitting there looking at the photographs. Does the backyard still have the grass and all that rock and everything, the decorative rock and the flagstone in the back still, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It looks nice, and the living room and everything still has the flooring, that like that hardwood flooring like stuff, the laminate. Okay, all right, that all looks pretty nice. And the paint, you said you repainted it. It looks like it was like a peach or a regular.
No, we repainted the outside.
Oh, the outside. Okay, all right. Well, the inside looks really nice. Okay, all right, good deal. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time. I will talk with you soon. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
All right.
I'm not particularly interested in that one because he's only owned it for a year. And I'm looking right at the pictures of when he bought it. And he's not done anything to the property. Certainly to the market, I don't believe in that area is another $28,000 in the last year. I mean, he bought it a year ago at 170, and now he's trying to sell it for 198 or 94. By putting exterior paint on it. That's great, but for that area, I mean, that's too much for that area. I don't know that area has appreciated like that. And short of me doing actual comps on it right here, right now, it's to me, it's not something that I'm particularly interested in. Where it is in the price range, it's going to be more challenge, I think, than it's worth. That's just my opinion, but I frequently am wrong. My feeling is this, that prospecting and lead generation is difficult enough. You want to find people who are willing to do business the way you want to do business. Hi. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hi. This is Carl. Can you hear me okay? I was looking for Frank. Is Frank around?
I don't know if Frank.
Oh, sorry. I got the wrong number. Have a great day. Thank you.
What number did you dial?
Oh, I just dialed the wrong number. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, she was a nice lady, but that's a tiny little condo I don't want to deal with. Look, I mean, I get that a lot of people are not prospectors. A lot of people are not people who prospect all the time like I do. I don't mind. I don't mind committing a couple hours each day in the morning to call expireds, call for sale by owners, call for rent by owners, call all the people that I need to call, even if it means that I'm going to get told no a bunch or have to delete a bunch of people or, have to go through some of these people longer. Look, there's probably people out there who say that, Carl, you should do it this way or you should do it that way. But, I've every time I've tried to do it that way, I've just not felt right in my soul. Hello? I've just not felt right in my soul. I get that certain scripts are better than others. I agree with that. I get that you have to memorize and internalize the scripts that you use so that you can be proficient with them. I agree with that. But in my mind, there's just there's just something wrong if you're calling people that you don't want to do business with. Okay, look, like for example, I've been in this position, okay, where you've called somebody and you knew in your heart, gosh, I don't want to do business with this person. I mean, it's nothing personal. You don't know them. They might be perfect people. They might be good Christian, folk. But the truth is, there's just something about that situation, something about that person, something about that property that says, I just don't want to do it. And it's not everybody. I mean, if it was everybody that I had problems with, then I'd know that the problem was with me. I mean, if it was like, oh gosh, I don't want to deal with anybody. I don't want to deal with any for sale by owners. I don't want to deal with any expireds. I don't want to call anybody. Then clearly the problem is not the prospecting.
Please leave your message for
The problem is not the prospecting. The problem is me.
51253.
I mean, if you're out there and you're saying to yourself, well, I don't want to prospect, I don't want to lead generate at all. The problem is not lead generation and how hard it is. The problem, okay. Hang on just a second here. See what happens with this one. I've talked to these people once before. See if they pick up. Oh, it's contingent now? Oh, hallelujah. Look at that. Good for them. All right. Let's see here. So what we're going to do. There we go. Hang on. Yeah. My problem is when you're talking to people and you look at them, if you know, Mike Fair used to say, when you're going through your center of influence, if you see somebody there that you just get that like, ugh, you know, if you're going through the list of people that you're going to call as your center of influence, and you see that one person that gives you that willy, you're like, ugh, I don't want to deal with them. Just delete them. Life's too short. You know, there's so many other people you could call. So many other people who are willing to hear you. So many other people who are willing to listen to your message that there's no need for you to go out and push this gospel, if you will, down someone's throat. If they're a manufactured home out in the middle of Sarita, 45 miles away on a piece of land,
Hello?
Oh, you know what? I think I got the wrong number. Sorry. Have a great day. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Or like this one, right? A little manufactured home square in the middle of town, right? Look, if you don't want to do business with them, okay, just because you're out there prospecting and you don't, you know, you may.
Hello?
Good morning. This is Carl. How are you? I think we might have spoke the other day. Did you have a property that was for sale over there on Los Lomitas?
Yes.
You know,
It's sold.
Yeah, I thought we spoke the other day, and I'm not sure why I caught you in my queue again. I apologize. Well, listen, I hope you had a great Father's Day weekend. Okay, take care. That's weird. All right, maybe that was just a different number. There we go. But yeah, I mean, I've been in that situation where, you know, you've got somebody that's got 8 acres out on the east side and you don't want to deal with them. And there's some you telling you got to call them. I get it. Okay. But life hasn't always got to bend that. It doesn't always have to be that way. Right. You have other choices. You have other people you can call. It doesn't have to be that way for you. You just have to go out there and focus on something, right? I remember one time when I was with Realty Executives. This was years ago.
Hello?
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
I was calling about a property that you had for sale by owner over there on Chatham Ridge.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Is that still available?
Yes, it is, but we're out of town for a couple more days, so you can get back with me.
No problem.
Days, so.
Yeah, no problem. When would be a better time to call you back?
Well, we're on vacation till Wednesday, so.
Oh, okay. Well, God bless.
We'll be
All
back
right.
in town Wednesday.
All right. Well, no worries. Well, I'll just make a note then to give you a jingle back Thursday or so. Hopefully you guys are in a nice, cool place.
Actually, it's not too bad.
Well, God bless. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
good.
in St. Louis.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
Thank you.
that's pretty. You probably went there for a Father's Day, yeah?
I went to see my son, yes.
Oh, well, good for you. How old's your boy?
He's 40.
Holy cow. Holy cow. My son's 27. And I can only imagine how proud you must be. All right. Well, listen, that's great.
Yes.
You take care, and then I will catch up with you Thursday or so. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right,
Thank you
brother.
very
You
much.
have a wonderful day. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. You know, I kind of think that you gotta, let's see, back from St. Louis meeting son. Okay. You've got to, I think, decide for yourself, okay, what you want to do with your real estate career. And when I was in Realty Executives many, many years ago, this is before they collapsed and became, here in Tucson, that is, and became Realty Executives Tucson Elite. What had happened was Realty Executives, the company itself at that time.
Hello?
Hey, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
How can I help you, bud?
Yeah, I was calling about that property you had over there on 8th. Is that still for sale?
Yeah, matter of fact, yeah, it's still for sale, bud, but let me, if you can give me a call today after 2 o'clock, because I'm literally walking into a meeting right now.
Oh, okay, cool. No problem. I'll give you a jingle.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Bye-bye. Okay, after 2. I don't know that I'm going to be able to call him after 2, but we'll see what we can do. There we go. Okay. And resume. There we go. So I remember there was a lot of drama going on. There was the company was closing down. They were out of money. They were selling to Keller Williams. Everybody was up in arms. There was a lot of drama going on.
You have reached.
And I remember
520.
at that time, boy, I was just really, I didn't even know what to think. I mean, I couldn't focus. I was worried for the future. My company was collapsing around me. I didn't know what to do. And I remember hitting up my coach about it and asking them, gosh.
Hello.
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Okay, yourself?
I'm better than I deserve. Thank you. I was calling about that home you have for sale. Is that still available?
No.
Oh my goodness. Did you
sold?
Hey, congratulations. Okay. Well, listen, since I got you anyway, do you know anybody who's got an unwanted home that I could buy for cash?
I do not.
Okay. No problem. Well, listen, congratulations on your sale.
All right, thank you
You have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Yep.
Take care. Bye-bye. Sold. There we go. I don't want that one. That's a mobile home. Or this one. That's a mobile home too. Delete that. There we go. So I called my coach and I said, these are all these problems that are going on. This is what I'm scared about. What do I do?
Hello.
Hi, good morning. This is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I was calling about the house that was for sale. Is it still available?
Yes. And let me take your number and I'll have my husband call you. Hang on while I find some paper.
No worries.
Oh, wait a minute. Here he is.
Oh, okay.
About the house.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Martin.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir. My name's Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Wait, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. There was an interruption there for a second.
No worries. No worries. My name is Carl Krenzel. I was calling about that house you had for sale. I'm a broker here in town. I was just calling because I work with a lot of buyers and sellers in the area, and I was just wanting to find out what I could do to help you.
You could bring me a buyer.
Great, no problem. That's excellent. That's what I do for a living. If I brought you a buyer, are you folks willing to pay some form of buyer's commission?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, great. About how much longer do you think you folks are going to take to try and sell the property on your own before you decide to explore other options?
We signed with an agent, but it's not effective until the 26th of June.
Okay, great. No problem. If you don't mind me asking, which agent did you end up signing with?
I think an EXP agency.
Okay, great. No worries. Well, then I will do what I can to help find a buyer for you in the meantime. Fair enough?
Yeah, you got till about the 26th. We're in the process of packing and everything, so the house,
There's some things that are going to be done yet.
Okay.
We're going to put carpet in, windows cleaned, grouted, tile cleaned, and front of the house will be painted. It'll be like almost a new house, other than the fact that it's 19 years old.
You'll never know. It's like a girl with a facelift. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
All right, then. Well, listen.
Our ad.
I'm looking at it right here on Zillow. It's a beautiful home.
Yeah, I am going to update that a little bit today.
Okay.
But basically what you're seeing is what it is, yes.
Sounds like a winner. Great. Well, then I look forward to seeing it soon. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, get a buyer.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So, as you can see, let's see here. Let's see, listed. Boom. So, that was a smart agent, by the way. Whoever that agent is, EXP agent here in town, kudos to you for getting that listing right now on a delayed entry listing. That's a smart move. You'll definitely want to do. Good morning. This is Carl. Hi, this is Carl. How are you?
I'm fine. What's up?
I was calling about the house for sale. Is it still available?
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay, no problem. I didn't mean to catch you off guard there. My name's Carl Krensel. I'm no problem.
We get a lot of calls that are just like random, like people just soliciting.
Trying to sell health insurance and asking you about your student loans and stuff.
I haven't had the student loan thing.
I get those, even though I've never taken a student loan out in my life for whatever reason. Those are the ones I get. Well, no worries. Very briefly, my name's Carl Krensel. I'm a broker here in town. I was calling about that property. I work with a lot of buyers and sellers here in town. I was just calling to see what I could do to find out to help you. What can I do to help you with this place?
Well, bring me a buyer. That'd be great. I'm cooperating with agents.
Excellent.
I was an agent with Long and Realty Execs for 11 years.
I was going to say, you seemed awfully familiar to me. The name Jennifer Nunn. Did you work over at Realty Executives when it was Tucson Elite or when it was just Realty Executives?
Realty Executives with,
yeah, back in the day with Judy Lowe and I. Yeah. Yeah. I was there myself. I was over there at the Sunrise office with Judy right before it went over to Keller Williams. Yeah. So you got out of the business?
Yeah, I did.
What are you doing these days?
Well, I'm retired now.
Get out of town. You're not retired. You're not even old enough. I said, get out of town. You're not retired. You're not even old enough to retire.
Well,
I mean, if I'm old enough to remember you, I'm 49 years old. I've been in this game 23 years in this town, and you're not that old. I mean, good Lord, what are you? 50, 55, maybe at the most?
At the most.
That's what I thought. All right. Well, listen, Jennifer, I don't know what you're doing selling this property by yourself, by owner. Why don't you get back and being an agent and list it yourself over here at Sotheby's?
Well, I've got a little longer timeline, so I was like, well, let's just do it this way for a little bit.
Okay.
It's a beautiful property.
I'm looking at it. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of interior pictures only because right now I'm boxing up things and getting things sparse in here so we can get it staged and looking good. And, we've lived here 22 years. We are the original builders on the house. 2x6 construction, lots of lighting options. And I did all the tile work, and mosaic tile in one bathroom and beautiful tile in the kids' it's not Jack and Jill, but it's off their hall. Bedroom sizes are good. Walk-in closet on one of the kids' bedrooms. Extra storage up above the closet. 3-car extra deep third car with a workbench area.
Well, where are you going to go when you do sell this? I mean, look, I can't tell my wife about this because she'd want to move there. So where are you going to go when you do sell?
Colorado.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm going to Colorado.
I don't blame you. It's beautiful up there. What part?
Evergreen.
I've been there. It's just outside Denver.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been there. I went there for a REO conference one time several years ago. It's a gorgeous city. It's beautiful.
Did you go to Red Rocks for the concert?
I believe it was for a REO an REO event.
Oh, REO.
Yeah, not REO Speedwagon. I'm old enough for that, but no. Those are the REO the REOs, the foreclosures back in the day. Gosh, I went there with there was another agent. She's long past now. She's gone on and to the Lord, but it was a great, I mean, the whole city is beautiful. At least it was then. And the weather is gorgeous. So what are you going to do there? You getting back into real estate or just going to live the high life?
Well, probably just some hiking and biking, and we have to go to the ski slopes. Probably a few times, at least a week. So
good for you
when they're open.
All right. Well, here's the money question that everybody's been waiting for. Now, when you do list this property, are you going to go back over to Long, or are you going to go back over to Realty Executives? What's the plan there?
The plan?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because I'm a ex-realtor.
Mm-hmm. I know that makes it a little bit more challenging for you.
It does, and I have a good pool to pick from that are my friends also. So, but it's I of course I understand the for sale by owner. I've given the pitch many times,
many a day. Yes,
for sale by owner, but I'm also previously a realtor, so I'm not as freaked out by the whole process, which, and if, I really think I have a great product here, and that's not because I'm just the owner. We're just so meticulous on what we did. And I mean, the Ramada has stainless steel, professional level jet, the Mr. systems, and barbecue is, a high-end barbecue. I have a 20 by 20 enclosed garden like Hacienda del Sol. I don't know if you've ever been up there. Their garden area.
I have.
They have the octagon shaped one. I just went a 20 by 20, but it's similar with the center pillar with the watering system in the middle, all on timers. I have Wi-Fi controlled watering system, so you can sit in your house and just adjust things. You don't have to go out to the boxes, and so it's got some really nice features.
Well, I'm sure I'm sure it does. I guess the question that I was trying to maybe get to, maybe I wasn't so clear on it, was what's the plan with the property? I mean, I know it's beautiful, but
right. The plan is to go, July basically, to for sale by owner at this point, and through July, beginning of August, and then if we're really just we're moving pretty sluggishly, and friends that are realtors like yourself and others, aren't bringing buyers. Maybe there's not the buyer pool that's as large as I'm hoping there is. I was told by my good friend, who is the designated broker of one of the brokers here in town, that the inventory is low. So I'm told that it's really a good time to sell.
That's what I love about you, Jennifer. I love you. You're a great person. All right. Well, listen, God bless you. I wish you nothing but success, and I'll see you in the future. Okay.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
Right, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, folks, this right here is a classic example of why you want to have some standards in your business. Jennifer is a wonderful person. I love her to death. I don't know her all that well, but I'm speaking highly of her because she's just like every other realtor. Guys, the power of being a realtor is not the things you bring. It's not the marketing. It's not the information. It's not the market is good and that things should be selling well. No, the power of your marketing is being a third party negotiator. That's your power. Okay. Look, I don't know how many times I got to say this, how many places I got to scream it from the rooftops, but the reality is your power as a real estate agent, as a realtor to a situation, is to bring third party negotiation. Jennifer's right. Other realtors, they're right. And they say that, I'm familiar with this process. I know what to expect, so I'm not going to get freaked out. Great. You'll get freaked out. Trust me, you're going to get freaked out anyway. Everybody gets freaked out. Okay. This is real estate. Okay. I sell hundreds of homes. I still get a little weirded out when I buy and sell property on my own behalf. You can't sit there and tell me that you're so big wig, whoever you are, that you're just not going to sweat a couple $100,000, $300,000 transaction. This means nothing to you. Of course it means something to you. That's why you're trying to sell it yourself, okay? And you might have given the spiel 100 times. I'm not just talking to Jennifer. I'm talking to you as a realtor. You might have given that spiel 100 times talking to a for sale by owner about how they need to list with an agent, how the buyer's agent works against you, how you can make blah, 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 blah. You might have given that spiel 100 million times. But the reason why you're not effective with it is because you don't believe it. You don't believe the power that you possess. And because you don't believe it, you don't act on it. And when it becomes your turn to sell, you don't exercise it. Here's what I mean. You say to every for sale by owner that will listen that the power of third-party negotiation is premium. That's what brings people to you. That's what allows you to negotiate the highest possible value for that person. You heard it from Ralph, that guy a little while ago. He's been screwed over hundreds of times. Okay. Now you're hearing it from Jennifer, an actual agent with years of experience, says she's given the spiel. What is she doing? For sale by ownering. Why? Because she doesn't believe that she's going to make more money as a real estate agent listed, as a property listed with a real estate agent despite the commission. Everybody seems to think that you're not going to make more money with a real estate agent. Look, in Ralph's particular circumstance, all right, he's going to lose money no matter what he does. You buy a property, you put a bunch of money into it, and you try and sell it in less than 1 year, you're going to lose money. There's nothing anybody can do about that unless the market goes up. That's it. And if you're going to say to me that a realtor is just going to cut his commissions and it's going to make it easy and you're going to save the money, well, guess what? If they're such a terrible realtor that they can't protect their own commission, then how strong are they possibly going to be defending you and the price you set on your home? It will never happen. If they can't defend their prospecting money, if they can't defend their money, they will not defend yours. End of story. That's it. Either you believe in the power of third-party negotiation or you don't. That's it. Period. End of conversation. Look, you want to get more success with for sale by owners, understand a couple things. First, it takes time. Second, you got to find a motivated person. Third, you got to expose the truth. What's the truth? The truth is, it's not the marketing. It's not. Look, she's a realtor. She knows what to do. She just pays $500 and she's going to have this thing back on MLS herself. She can negotiate this deal herself. It's not as if she's not negotiated properties on her own. It's not like this woman doesn't know what she's doing. She does. She's been a realtor, a good one, for many years. But when it comes down to the nuts and bolts of it, I'm going to save a X% commission on an X amount of house because I ultimately do not believe in the power of third-party negotiation to get that money and then some back. That's ultimately what you're saying when you're a for sale by owner. And as a realtor who's a for sale by owner, it's even worse. That says to me, you totally do not believe in the power of third-party negotiation. You think that the value of a realtor is coming in and advertising and knowing homes and making pretty flyers and taking pretty pictures and staging and all the other nonsense you do. Nonsense. What sells a home is price and positioning. And if you're going to wait for 3 months in Arizona's heat, it's 108 today. It's going to be 108 degrees today. And if you're going to wait until July, okay, to try and sell a home on the west side, all right, it's going to be 118 degrees. It's going to be friggin' hot. And nobody's going to want to go out and see your house. It's hard enough as it is in the summertime, and you want to take it to the dead dog day of summer, and then you want to try and sell for the most money possible? Are you serious? That's why it's important for you as an agent to establish standards in your business early on. Early on. Standard number one for me, I don't work with agents. I do not list agent homes. I'll sit there, I'll talk to you for a minute. I'll be polite, but then I'm going to hang up. I'm not going to do business with you. Why? Because of this right here. Agents tend to think that they're smarter than you. Agents tend to think that they're better than you. Agents tend to think that they know the thing better than you. Okay, you might know your house better than me. Great. But if you're not currently in the multiple listing service, if you're not in the trenches every day, calling expireds, calling for sale by owners, previewing homes, talking to the people in the public about their problems, if you're not doing that every single day, you're not in the real estate business. I'm sorry, you're not. And if that offends you, gosh, I don't know what to tell you. But you can't sit there and lie to yourself and to the public and say that you're something that you're not when you clearly don't do the things you say you're supposed to do to be successful. I don't know. I'm sorry for ranting and raving. I'm just passionate about this idea. You can't, as a realtor, look me in the eye and tell me that your value proposition is that you show property or you take good pictures, that you show, you stage things. Because all that can be taken away. All that can be cast aside. You can find somebody else who can do that. It's not a good way for you to build a career. And that's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about what you are doing to build your real estate career. It's true. Has nothing to do with me. It's no skin off my back. I mean, I got my real estate career and I'm doing my thing and I'm just sitting there prospecting. And frankly, I don't even know if anybody's watching or listening. I mean, for all I know, I'm just doing this for my own sake. It looks like somebody is, in fact, watching me. Thank you so much for paying attention. I appreciate that. But you get my drift, right? I mean, when I say you're going to call for sale by owners, you're going to call expireds, you're going to call these people.
Hello?
Hi, this is Carl. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. I think I got the wrong number, though. I apologize. You have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye. This one, manufactured home, way out in Vail. I mean, gosh. Great, people. I'm sure they're nice people. But I can't do every single trailer. I can't do every single condo. I used to think that, I used to think that was the way to do it. You know what you used to do?
Don Parker, Sharetronics.
Oh, hi, Don. Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Outstanding, thanks.
Oh, man, I appreciate that. Sounds like you might have been in the military. That's what I used to say all the time.
Absolutely.
I was a Navy corpsman. What were you?
I was in the Air Force. I retired after 20 years flying jets.
Well, God bless you. All right. Well, I'll be super brief and I'll be respectful of your time. My name's Carl Krenzel. I was calling about that property you have for sale by owner on Scenic Veranda. Is that property still available, or did you end up selling that already?
Yeah, we closed about 10 days ago.
Hallelujah. Good for you. Okay. Well, listen, since I got you anyway, do you know anybody else who's got an unwanted property that I could buy for cash?
Not that I know of.
All right, cool. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate your time. You said 20 years flying planes.
Yeah, I didn't work a day in my life till I retired.
What'd you graduate? Colonel or sorry, what'd you retire as? Colonel or brigadier? What'd you get?
Yeah, Lieutenant Colonel.
Well, Colonel, I appreciate your service. God bless you. I hope you had a wonderful Father's Day and you be safe out there, okay?
Same to you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, good for him. Look, I mean, I used to think, okay, that the best way to run a real estate business, the best way to do business was to call every expired, every for sale by owner, every canceled listing. I mean, everybody you can get a hold of. And then try to do business with them, regardless of the price range, regardless of where they were. So long as they were an actual house. Hi, this is Carl. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Boy, I tell you, I'm better than I deserve. Thanks. I was calling about that house you had for sale. Is it still available?
You say better than I deserve. I listen to Dave Ramsey every day.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to tell you what, ever since I heard him say that, I used to say when people say, well, how are you? I would say, I'm pardoned. Yeah. And then when I heard Dave Ramsey say that, I was like, that's a good one too. And I just say that one more often. And in certain circles, I'll say I'm pardoned. And then other circles, I'll say I'm better than I deserve. So either way, it's both true.
Love it.
How are you today?
That's awesome.
Well,
I'm
listen,
good.
well, listen, I'll be
better than I deserve,
well,
for sure.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Well, I'm super quick. My name's Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker in town. Is that property still for sale? Did y'all sell that already?
So it's currently, we just went through the inspection process. I went
Hallelujah.
to try to update it on Zillow because it's for sale by owner, but it only lets you put pending or sold. And I'm like, well, we're not pending yet, so I don't really know what to do here.
Well, no
but
problem.
Yeah, so I do. Yeah. Did you guys have a client that was interested in looking?
No, I was just looking to see what the status of it was. Well, congratulations on your sale.
Okay.
That's great. Okay, good deal. Well, listen, and
Thank
I
you.
assume this is Amy, I assume? Devin, I assume?
No, this is Devin.
Devin,
yeah.
okay. I've got a couple names. I apologize. Well, listen, Devin, it's
no worries.
good
Right
talking to you. Do you happen to know of anybody else who's got an unwanted home that maybe I could buy for cash?
I do not. I do know that there are actually quite a few houses out here in Vail that have been sitting on the market for a while. So you may want to shoot them a call and see. I know that some are growing super fast and others are just, stagnant. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, not sure. I don't know anybody personally. So
Okay, no problem at all. Well, listen, Devin, I appreciate your time and I hope you have a wonderful day. Be sure to stay out of that heat today, okay?
I will. You too, girl.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Boom. Sold. Yeah. So she's not unlike any other for sale by owner. I mean, I don't know. You be really nice to people. I think they're going to be really nice to you, right? I mean, you start out honest with them. I think they're going to start out honest with you. I don't like playing games. I really dislike getting in positions where you have to force a situation. I've been in that situation before with other agents, working with other agents and in teams and stuff where, there's just not a lot of good vibes going on because people are trying to make things happen. There's a problem when you're trying to make things happen. You should let things happen. I agree that there's an element of our own motivation that has to be a part of this. I accept and agree with that. But I tend to believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, tell me what you think, but I tend to believe that if you go out and make things happen, force things to happen, that can work against you. Whereas if you're one of these kind of people who positions yourself, right? Maybe that's a better way to put it, positioning yourself. If you're one of these people who positions yourself as someone that can help, someone that can provide assistance, and I'm not saying that you don't close, because you should close. It is important to close. But on the other hand, it's important to recognize who is a... Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hi. I'm calling about the rental you have listed online. Are you still trying to fill that vacancy?
No, it's been taken a long time ago. Thank you.
Oh, okay, cool. No problem. Hey, since I got you anyway, do you know anybody else who's got a property I could buy for cash?
No.
Okay, cool. Have a great day. Thank you. Take care. All right. You know, I just tend to think that if you put yourself in a position where you're offering people a lot of value, all right, people respect that. Is it going to take you longer to get what you want? Maybe. But what else are you going to do? I mean, you got time. I mean, for example, even this prospecting I'm doing every day, right? I'll be honest with you. I'm going to tell you what my goal is with this prospecting. I recognize.
Hello.
Oh, good morning. This is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
Hi.
I was calling about that rental you had listed online. Are you still trying to fill that vacancy?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, listen, again, my name is Carl Krenzel. I was looking for the Mitchells. You're the owners of that property, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay. I was calling because I work with a lot of buyers and sellers and investors in the area, and I just wanted to see what your long-term plans were with that property on Seneca.
Well, we plan on holding on to it and having our kids go through it.
Well, God bless you. I don't blame you. That's a good plan. Well, listen, Ms. Mitchell, do you happen to know of anybody who's got an unwanted property that I could buy for cash?
I don't know offhand. No.
No problem. Do you have any other rental properties, perhaps?
Nope. That's our one right now.
Well, good for you. Okay. And when was the last time y'all had a comparative market analysis done on that property to see what it was worth?
Well, we just bought it, so hopefully it was worth close to what we paid for it.
Well, I'm sure it was. Well, listen, that was a great choice, Miss Mitchell. The area right there is definitely going to go up, in my opinion. That's certainly why I was interested in it myself. So good for you. Well, listen, I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, that's a good plan for her. Oh, by the way, we're calling for rent by owners, in case I forgot to mention it. It's a good plan for rent by owners to pick that up, pick up a property. I was just reading an article, as a matter of fact, the other day about a New York police officer. I believe he was a undercover drug officer or whatever. He had saved his money up, and he had ended up buying some properties over the years before he retired. His first property purchased for $22,000 in, I want to say Firethorn in New York City, somewhere in Manhattan, I guess. It was I'll have to look the story up eventually, but he spent and now it's over $400 million worth of property that this guy has. And that's really a good plan for people to consider in terms of time, right? And the reason why I bring this up is to give you some, I don't know, encouragement, give you something to think about, give you something to ponder, if you will, about the perspective.
Hello.
Hi, Andrew.
Hello.
Oh, hi. I'm calling about the rental you had listed online. Is this the owner?
I I don't think you got the right number.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay, no problem. Since I got you anyway, do you know anybody who's got an unwanted home I could buy for cash?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay, cool. No problem. Have a great day. Yeah, I want you to consider the perspective of time. Okay. So for right now, let's say you're starting out in your real estate career and you're looking at me and you're saying, oh gosh, there's no way that I could do that. Oh my gosh, that's just a waste of time. Or, oh my gosh, that seems very difficult. People talk to you a certain way, or what you hear no a lot, or whatever, right? When you're starting out in your career, I can appreciate how you feel because I felt the same way. I hated prospecting. I couldn't stand it. But I discovered over time that every other method that I tried direct mail, and that didn't work. I tried a lot. I mean, I'm not saying direct mail doesn't work, but it just takes money, and I didn't have the money for it. I tried, those little things in the.
Hello?
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I was calling about that rental you had listed online. Are you still trying to fill that vacancy?
Yeah, I mean, we actually did it. It's been a few days, maybe 4 or 5 days since we listed it, and we're down to like 2 people now.
Oh, okay.
And the idea was to complete it, complete the selection process, hopefully today or tomorrow. But I mean, you're more than welcome. I mean, like I said, it's still kind of open. We haven't closed anything yet.
No problem. Well, my name is Carl again. Is this Daniel?
Yes, this is I'm the owner of the house.
Oh,
yes.
okay, great. Well, Daniel, I'm a broker here in town. I'm calling because I work with a lot of buyers, sellers, and investors in the area, and I was just wondering what's your long-term plans are with this property.
Well, I was gonna rent it out for as long as I can. To be honest with you, I mean, I've owned the property for 10 years now, and I already did an analysis on whether I should be selling or buying. And even though I know it's a good time to sell, we decided let's just rent it out. We had to move to Phoenix about 10 months ago. We were doing Airbnb for 10 months. It went okay, but we were ready to for a longer long-term contract. So we decided to rent it out and then see how it goes.
I understand. I've been there myself. Trust me. And so, do you have any other rental properties?
No, this is the only one. So this was our main residence, and like I said, I mean, we moved to Phoenix. We're renting in Phoenix. We want to buy in Phoenix. That's why we wanted to maybe sell the house, but we decided to go for the long term, and we decided to rent it. So that's the idea. We might buy another home, but it's going to be in Phoenix, and it's going to be our where we're going to be living basically. And this one, we're going to keep it as a rental property.
Okay.
So, and if it goes well, you never know. Maybe we buy another property and kind of go from there. Maybe have a few. So, but we'll see. One step at a time.
One step at a time. All right. Well, and did you happen to know of anybody else who's got an unwanted home that I could buy for cash since I got you here?
I mean, to be honest with you, not that I can think of at the moment. I mean, I have a few friends, and usually they either own their properties or some of them are renting, but nothing that's like available right away, to be honest with you.
No problem. All right, great. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to think about it, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay?
Yeah, you too, sir. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye now.
Mm-hmm. I always get a big kick out of when people say, well, to be honest with you, I always want to say, no, I want you to lie to me.
Hi, this is Kari. Leave a message, and I'll return your call at my earliest.
But no, I tend to think that if you're starting out your real estate career, right, it is difficult to see, what I'm doing and see.
Amanda.
Hey, Amanda, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I was calling about that rental you had listed online. Are you still trying to fill that vacancy?
I think we actually have.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. No problem. Well, listen, since I've got you anyway, do you know of anybody who's got an unwanted home that I could buy for cash?
I don't. Sorry.
No problem.
Thank
Well, I
you.
appreciate your time and have a wonderful day. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So, I mean, I even tried those little, what are those things called when you go to the grocery store? You put your kid's dirty butt in it, seat in the push cart thing, right? But yeah, I had my face right there where you could put your, put the dirty butt kid right there on my face. I even did that. Yeah, didn't get any, not a single lead. You know, I accept that this is not for everybody. I accept that this is not easy. I understand that it's not fun. Hello?
Hello, System Press speaking.
Oh, hi. My name's Carl. I was calling about that rental you had listed online. Are you still trying to fill that vacancy?
I am, yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, again, my name's Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker here in town who buys property. I was calling because I work
I'm
with
not interested.
in me buying it or what?
Well, no, we just bought it. It's an investment.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay, cool. Well, good for you.
I'm not in a hurry to rent it out either. So
No problem. Well,
really
that's
picky about our tenants.
That's fine. Well, do you happen to know of anybody else who's got some unwanted property that I could buy for cash, perhaps?
No.
Okay. Well, listen.
Sure don't.
I hope you have a great day.
You too.
Thank you. Bye bye. Again, don't get dissuaded. Yeah. Don't get dissuaded if they're immediately on the defensive or any of that. Look, you're just trying to get information. So many times when I was prospecting, and I think this is what made the difference for me, and I hope it'll help you. Okay. When I was prospecting initially, so for example, if you go to Sell More Homes Now on YouTube, all one word, Sell More Homes Now, that's my YouTube channel. If you go on that channel, you'll see that I made videos like, I don't know, 2012-ish or so, some time ago, right? And back then I did, and you'll even see some prospecting videos I did back then. And some of the prospecting I did back then was a lot different than I do now. Even from say 2012, 2011, 10, 9, 8. I mean, even as
Hello?
Good morning. This is Carl. How are you today?
Hello?
Hi, my name's Carl. Can you hear me okay?
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Even back then, it was difficult for me to prospect because I had a different mindset. My mindset was that every single property I was going after to list, right? And if you put your mindset thinking, okay, I'm going to go after every property as a listing, that puts you under enormous pressure, and it puts your mind in a different place, if that makes sense. Okay, so then my mom had passed away in 2013. And after that, I have to admit, that's when I lost my perspective about things. It didn't become quite so important to me to fight for every single listing. Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you? Hello?
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Carl Krenzel. How are you?
Okay.
I was
What can I help you with?
I was calling about that rental you had listed. Have I got the right place?
Yeah, but it's not available. Thank you.
Oh, okay, cool. No problem. Do you know anybody else who's got a rental property I could buy?
No.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Whew, boy, I'll tell you. So, I'm not saying that they're not important, because they are important. Listings.
Hello?
Hi, I was calling about that rental you had listed online. Is this the owner?
Oh, it's Steve Bennett.
Oh, okay, no problem.
2 weeks ago.
No problem. Do you
Okay.
happen to have any other property I could buy for cash?
Oh, no.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. They actually had a pretty cool picture on Zillow of their property. They had a picture of the backyard with a pool and had a double rainbow in the back. That was kind of a cool picture. I like that one. But yeah, I'm not saying that listings aren't important. They are. Listings are the name of the game. But listings that sell, that's a little bit more important, right? Because what a lot of people tend to do, and what I fell into the trap of believing, is that the better idea is to go out and have signs everywhere you can. Take as many listings as you can get, because what you're really getting is a 2 by 2 inch, 2 inch by 2 inch rental in the front of their yard that you can plant your sign. And that's going to attract more sign calls, which is going to bring buyer calls. Buyer calls lead to more people to buy your property. And it makes sense. It works. I mean, I did that business for a long time. But it is stressful, and it takes a toll, and it costs money.
Good Forest Properties.
Oh, you know what? I think I got the wrong number. Sorry.
Okay.
Have a great day. Bye-bye. Yeah, that's a real estate company there. There we go. Delete that one. So my feeling now, right? Look, I don't mind. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hi. My name's Carl. I was calling about that rental you had listed online. Is that still available, or?
It's already taken. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No problem. All right. No problem. Hey, do you have any, do you know of anybody else who's got a property I could buy for cash since I got you here?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
All right, cool. No problem. Thanks, brother. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye. So one of the key things I think that you need to do, right, is understand there's a couple ways you can do this business. You can either go out and mail and advertise and all that stuff, which I did. But it costs.
Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
But it costs money, and if you're brand new, you may not have that money. The phone is cheap, right? If, let's say, you want to do an auto dialer, you can do this. You can do, the Red X, and you could save $150 on your setup fee, $149 by setup fee by using our little code there in the web page. You could use that. You could go with just the expireds, or just the for sale by owners. You could go with one of those folks. Just start small. You don't have to get all of the pre-foreclosures and the for rent by owners and the for sale by owners and all the geo leads. You don't have to get all that stuff. You can start small with just one thing. That's what I did. I started out with just one thing, just the expireds. And then you build from there. Okay, now you got one transaction. Okay, well now maybe. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be easy, because it's not. But I'm going to tell you a little how-to. If you've got time, all right, you've been listening on the podcast this long, or you've been watching on the video this long, I'm going to give you a little how-to. A little how-to, how to jumpstart your business. Well, first, you got to get some extra leads. How do you get those extra leads? You got to get them cheaply, and you got to get leads that are cheap, or I should say inexpensive, not cheap. You got to get inexpensive leads that are motivated. How do you find inexpensive, motivated leads? Okay, well, in my mind, best place to go, expireds and cancels, for sale by owners, for rent by owners, and pre-foreclosures, because those people right there have a definite need. It's just a matter of you finding the right person with the right situation, with the right problem, and wham, you got this problem solved. Now, look, how's it going to happen? It's going to happen in spite of you.
Hello, this is Christek resident. Please leave a message for Islam.
It's going to happen in spite of you. See, most people tend to think that I got to work really, really hard. I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to do this and I got to do that to make a deal happen. I'm here to tell you that's not the way it works. More often than not, if you talk to somebody, more often than not, they just kind of fell into the deal. They fell into it. They knew somebody who did this or did that, and the next thing you know, it happened. Maybe they called it for sale by owner. Maybe they called it for rent by owner. And the next thing you know, it happened, right? The good news is you never really know where that piece of business is going to come.
Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
You don't know where that piece of business is going to come from, right? That's why I think a lot of times, I know many of you may not be Christian. I am, but I think God has a lot to do with that. God brings things into your life, right? And all you need is that one at bat, that one chance for you to prove you ain't messing around. You know what you're doing. And when you get that chance to prove yourself, the heavens better watch out. People don't even know what you're capable of. People don't even know what you can do until you try. Nobody believes in you. I get it. People.
Hello.
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
Hey, I'm good.
I'm not sure if I have the right place. I was calling about that rental you had listed online. Are you folks still trying to fill that vacancy?
No, I've already rented it.
Well, hallelujah. Good for you. Well, listen, since I got you anyway, do you know anybody else who's got an unwanted home I could buy for cash?
No, I do not.
No problem. Well,
I'm
listen,
sorry.
I appreciate your time. I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Getting into some of these rentals here that for whatever reason a little bit older, but in any event, right, all you need is that one opportunity. And man, I've been there before. Trust me, I've been there where you've had people tell you they didn't believe in you, and that hurts. I've had that situation. I know where you're coming from when people say, they're losing faith because they don't see how this is going to end. It's not easy being the only one who believes in your dreams. But I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter what they believe. It only matters what you believe. And I'm telling you.
Hello?
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
I'm sorry, sir?
Yes, my name's Carl. I was calling about that rental you had listed online. Are you guys still trying to fill that vacancy?
Oh, you mean you need the house for rent?
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm not even going to bother with that fellow. He's a nice guy. I'm God bless him, but he's got a 1-bedroom, 1-bath place, and it's a little too small. And I don't even want to mess with it right now. I'll tell you this: you can make this happen.
Hello?
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
May I ask what this is regarding?
Yeah, this is calling about that rental you had listed online on Via Zero del Sol.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that still for rent, or did you all fill that vacancy already?
In the process. Are you interested in renting it out?
Well, my name's Carl again. I'm a broker here in town who buys property, and I work with. I'm calling because I work with a lot of buyers and sellers and investors in the area. I was just calling to see what the long-term plans were with this property.
I'll sell it to you, $300,000. Write me a check.
How much is it worth?
$300,000.
No. How much is it worth? You said how much you wanted. I'm asking how much is it worth? Because I got the money to write the check for it. I can do that if it's worth the money.
Well, you're a real estate broker.
Well, just because I'm a real estate broker doesn't mean I'm stupid. Doesn't mean I'm going to give my money away. Is it worth 300?
No, I think it is.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, pal, I appreciate your day and I hope you have a wonderful one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care, pal.
Boy, oh boy.
Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Carl. All right. There we go. Keep it pushing. Well, we called all the for rent by owners. Okay, so if you're keeping track, let's see. We've called all the for rent by owners. We've called all the for sale by owners. We called all the expireds, all the canceleds. Now let's call, let's see here. What do we have as far as new foreclosures? What do we have here? We're going to see what we have for new foreclosures, and then looks like we have 21. All right, let's call these right here. And then what we'll do is we'll call it a day, okay? So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and call all the new pre-foreclosures as well. So we have a total of 39 numbers to dial with 20 prospects that are brand new. My feeling is this, that you're going to be working, if you're full-time anyway, you're going to be prospecting anyway. You need to be prospecting all the time. So what difference does it make?
The person you called has a voicemail box that is not.
What difference does it make if you knock on doors, if you call people, you do content marketing? I hear it. You got to do something to generate leads. In my mind, I enjoy phone calling because it makes it possible for me to actually control something. I mean, I'll admit I'm kind of a control freak.
Hi, this is Betty. You've reached my voicemail. Please leave a
That's the
message.
wrong number.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Right. There we go. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that makes it, when you're a real estate agent who invests, I think this is one of the things that gives you your power. You know, this is what I wrote Real Estate Investing for Realtors for. I mean, if you're a real estate investor, you need to check this book out. It's $25. It's well over 100 pages of data of things that you need to learn that will help you integrate your real estate wholesaling business along with your listing business. If you're a real estate investor, if you're a real estate agent, I apologize. If you're a real estate agent, a realtor in particular, you have to know that you cannot.
You have reached the Udall Law Firm. Our normal business hours are 8:30 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m., Monday through Friday. If you know your party's extension, you may enter.
You can't wholesale property or invest in property the same way as an unlicensed person can. There's certain things you need to do. And because of this, to avoid problems with the association, the problem with your broker, the problem with agents in your community, there's a few things that you ought to.
The person you have called is currently not available.
That you ought to implement in your business. And I wrote this book about that, and including in this book, we have links throughout the book leading through the podcast, as well as different webinars that I've held for the Council of Residential Specialists and other people to give you the information you need so that you'll ensure you do this ethically, profitably, and more importantly, politically correct. And when I say politically correct, I'm not talking about with the people in your community and what they think about you. No, what I'm saying is the agents in your community. Look, if you're trying to do this regularly, okay, and I mean more than once a month, okay, if you're trying to wholesale property, invest in property, flip property, list property, buy property, sell property, if you're trying to do all the things that you can do just shy of property management in real estate, if that's what you're trying to do in your life, I got nothing but kudos for you. I think congratulations to you. I think that's wonderful for you because you're exercising your license. That's what you're supposed to do. Your license.
I'm sorry. This mailbox has not yet been set up by this.
Your license, in my opinion, is a way to print money. I mean, if you're any good at this business, if you are any good, I know a guy up in Phoenix. Quick shout out to Scott Marlowe, great guy up. Hello,
we are not available now.
Great guy up in the Phoenix Scottsdale area. Works for EXP currently. Great man, love him half to death. Good guy. He can take listings like there's no tomorrow. Right? If you're that kind of guy, if you're the kind of guy or gal that has a lot of potential as a real estate agent, and you've got some connections, then you can use this language, this license to your benefit. You can buy and sell property, you can hold the property, but the more you do it, the better you are, the more hate you're going to get, the more problems you're going to have. Biggie Smalls is right. More money, more problems. And when you're a real estate agent, if you're successful, God bless God, you're going to have problems and you need to know how to solve them. And this book helps show you how to solve these problems from the very beginning. And that's where the problem usually is right from the very beginning, because usually, you prospect incorrectly, you lead generated wrong, and that caused the problem to begin with. Then you wrote the contract incorrectly. You wrote it on some 2 or 3 page thing you downloaded from the internet, and now you got problems with your escrow company. And now, gosh, your broker happens to see this crazy contract that you wrote with a crayon or a zip, or a marquee Sharpie looking thing, and now it looks crazy. And they're looking at your 1-page assignment, and they're like, "Gosh, is this really who we wanted to hire?" And then all the agents in your office start talking about you. Oof. I've been there too. Best thing I could tell you, right? Start with the end in mind. Get the book. It's only $25. It helps the podcast. I appreciate you very much for helping me with it. I will email it to you. If you don't get it right away, email me. I'll make sure you get a copy of it. But it's important for you to get a copy of this book, because this book
has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging
is going to save you thousands and thousands of dollars in terms of money spent on attorneys and a time spent with your broker. Your time has value. How much time does it cost you? How much money does it cost you when your broker calls you and says, "Hey, we need to have a talk"? Oh, sure. I mean, on the surface, you're going to be tough. And you're going to be saying, "Well, I don't give a damn what my broker says. I'm going to do what I want."
Hi, this is Lexi. Leave a message and I'll get back to you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you
Bye.
can say that all you want.
At the tone, please record your.
But we both know it's crossing your thoughts. It's crossing your mind when your broker starts talking to you. And that distraction costs money. Look, distractions cost money. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hi. This is Carl Krenzel. How are you? Hello? I was looking for.
I'm sorry. Who is this?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My name is Carl. I might have the wrong number. I was looking for Jesus Solis. Have I got the right place?
That is the. No, you don't.
Oh my gosh,
Different number.
I apologize. I'm calling actually about the property that was for sale at 5514 South Tyndall. Am I calling the right number?
No, you're not.
Oh my gosh. Oh, see, I'm so sorry. Do you happen to have a phone number for that property owner or no?
I do not.
Okay, well, gosh, I'm sorry for it. Looks like I got a straight wrong number all the way around. Do you happen to know of anybody else who might have an unwanted property I could buy for cash?
No. I don't.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Okay. Bye-bye. Right. Right and right. There we go. Resume. So when you think about it, right, it costs time and it costs money because of distractions. Distractions cost money. And this book is designed to help you eliminate these distractions from the very beginning. Wouldn't it be nice? I mean, when you think about the last deal you had, okay, if it was a wholesale deal and you had problems with your broker, you had problems with your escrow officer, let's say you had problems with a buyer or another agent or other people in your office, wouldn't it be nice if you knew about that problem before you had that transaction and then you were able to solve it before it ever came up so you would never even have that problem? What if you had a deal that just fell through, that just crashed, that just burned up on the driveway, burned up in the runway? If you just had a deal crash and destroy because of some nonsense.
Hello.
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. I was looking for Luis. Is Luis available?
You have the wrong number.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Well, I was looking for Luis Pedrahita. Have I got the right address at all or number?
Neither.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I'm way off. I was actually calling about a property that was for sale at 5545 North Moccasin Trail. Am I calling even the right number?
No.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Well, do you even know anything about them or that property?
No.
Oh no. All right. Well, gosh, I'm so sorry. I'll update my records. Thanks. Since I got you anyway,
Thank
do you know of anybody who's got mister? Well, she was pretty cool for hanging out that long. Good Lord, I would have hung up on me a long time ago. She was a pretty good sport for hanging out, that's for sure. All right. So, if you had a deal fall through, wouldn't it be nice to just have something that would have pointed out something you could have done right from the beginning so you wouldn't have to go through that problem? I mean, look, I've been there. I mean, 23 years, 500 homes. I've done this. I've been there. I know what you're going through. I wrote a book about it so you can avoid those problems too. Your investing as a realtor is not the same as investing as an unlicensed wholesaler. It's really, really important you get that. It's important that you get that because every single day that you act as an unlicensed wholesaler, as you know,
Please leave your message.
when you're a licensed realtor,
203.
it puts you even further in jeopardy. This is something that can stop that. Make sure you don't have it. Make sure you don't have that problem. It'll get you out of that situation before it even happens. And it'll give you the ability to add wholesaling, add real estate investing to your business so that you'll be able to go ahead and make the most out of your license, which, as I said, is a license to print money. That's what your license is all about. Whew. Boy, guys, I'm going to tell you what, this has been a very unusual prospecting session. We've prospected for 2.5 hours. You've sat here and watched me prospect all these folks. We've had a couple interesting conversations, certainly had some opportunities where we might have been able to set an appointment, but we did not set an appointment simply because setting an appointment was not really advantageous for us. As you could see, they weren't quite motivated, or they weren't quite ready to sell, or they were listed, or they just bought it a year ago, or whatever. Look, I want one thing you to take away from all of this is simply this notion that consistency is the key to this. Okay. Doing this every single day is what's going to make it possible for you to be successful at this. There are situations where you see me calling and we get a prospecting, or we get an appointment first 2-3 calls, and it's great. And then you'll see appointments or a prospecting situation like this where we'll prospect for several hours and not set a single appointment. And that's the way prospecting goes. That's why if you prospect first thing in the morning from say 8 to 11, okay, that gives you the rest of the day. And I don't know what kind of hours you work, but if you're working 8 to 5, 7 to 5, 7 to 3, 7 to 4, 8 to 4, 8 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 6, whatever, if you got some kind of 8-hour mindset in your mindset about the way real estate's going to be, well, then you're going to get 8-hour results. But this is a world that's 24/7. And you need to find ways to go ahead and interact with that world in a 24/7 way. So let's talk about what we did today. Today is June the 17th. We called 23 expireds. We called 36 for sale by owners. We called 42 for 42 for rent by owners. We called 18 foreclosures. If you add that all together, it's 119 families that we've tried to reach out and help today. We made 157 calls in 1 hour and 45 minutes worth of talk time. We talked to 33 people. We didn't set any appointments. We left 21 voicemails, and we set 2 callbacks for later on today. Well, if you add that all together, so far this month, we've had 167 contacts. We've made 11 appointments. We have a 6.59% 6.59% conversion ratio right there. What happens with our listings, we will soon see. Got a couple appointments this afternoon. If you have any questions, anything that you thought you would do differently, any other challenges that you're coming up with, and I'd ask that you simply put them right there in the comments section. I'll be sure to go ahead and answer them as soon as possible. But until next time, I hope you have a powerful sales day. Bye-bye.